is still injured. I mean, he's going to be a while before he's back. So if MJF takes time off, I mean, that would kind of fit into, giving Adam Cole more time to recover, let the Devil in the Kingdom do some stuff, and then when MJF is ready, he can make his big return and set up him and Adam Cole, which is probably a ways down the road.
That's a long ways away. That's why it was weird to do that. I think that there was a thing where they had just had this thing going for so long that they kind of felt that they had to do it on this show. But I thought that the timing of doing it on this show was when it was Adam Cole was really weird, because it's kind of like, okay, now you've done it. So the big thing should be is Max and Adam Cole now. And, we're probably, I don't want to estimate how long it's going to be before Adam Cole's back, but it's not, he's still on crutches and it's not anytime soon. And so it's kind of like, okay, you shot this angle and that was just weird, and it wasn't even that they cost him the championship, really. I mean, there's sort of a deal in the sense that Max wanted to get the ring to use on Joe. And Adam Cole, did the thing of the best man who can't find the ring at the wedding. He's looking for it, and that gave Joe the chance to come from behind and do the choke. But it really wasn't like it was big interference. And, it's funny watching it because I really felt it was like this, it's Christmas week, and it just felt like we're going to try to turn this territory around by doing the 1982 Christmas week Dallas Freebirds thing where they cost the babyface, they cost Kerry Von Erich the world title, and it's like watching it going like this is just like a remake of that. But man, and the other thing that hit me was freaking Matt Taven and Roderick Strong and Mike Bennett are not the Freebirds, and it's like when you redo an angle from that point from you know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, oh my God, it's like the reveal, it makes it it's not a surprise in a sense. I think everybody kind of saw like the idea that Bennett and Taven and Roddy were probably going to be in there. And I think everyone knew, at some point Adam Cole and Max were probably going to turn each other, whether this was the time or not. And, it's just one of those weird things because the right time would have been when the babyface tandem got to where it was time for the turn, and then Adam Cole got hurt, and it just kind of threw everything off. And now you're just kind of doing it. And that was the climax of the show, and I think that I felt the climax of the show was more of a downer than an upper, if you know what I mean.
Well, it was also, the babyface in his hometown got beaten clean in the middle of the ring by the heel. So I think that really took people down. And then on top of that, it was like, okay, well, we got taken down by that. So what's the big reveal? And, if you look at the storyline, the reveal made sense if you kind of tie everything together. Yeah. Like Roderick always saying that Max was the devil to throw you off, and all that. It makes sense, but at the same time, it's not a great. Adam Cole is a fine reveal, but the other guys, I don't think that they're a great reveal. Maybe they'll prove us all wrong and they'll have a great run. But the problem is that like by the time you have the run, because the run is Max going for revenge on these guys, it's like if Max is gone for a while, then there's it's like you lose all your momentum. It's just one of those things where. Now it's like, okay, now, and again, I'm not even saying that Max going after these guys is some great thing, but it's the logical thing right now. Okay, now Max goes after him. But if Max is like gone, and then it's kind of like when he comes back, it'll be, reviving ancient history. This thing should be one of those things where when you do it, it's like Wednesday, man, you start the comeback. Even if you don't do the match on Wednesday, but you start the promos and everything like that. And maybe they will. Maybe. Well, I think that you can also buy a few weeks and just like have the Devil's crew. Yeah, I got a few weeks of that. Give him 3 weeks or whatever. I don't know how much time he needs.
A few weeks is fine. A few weeks is fine. 2-3 weeks. But once you're going over a month, it's almost like you might. It's like the impact of it is already going to be gone because wrestling is these days. It's like. After a month, people, have seen so much TV, you've already moved on from that anyway. So again, like everything, it's the follow up. I just felt like, as a fan watching it at the end, that the finish of the main event with Joe going over, the way he did at Nassau and Max's home city was a downer. It was sort of a negative. I mean, it's kind of cool to have a new champion. And they're essentially going in another direction with the world title, and that's fine. But this big angle following up afterwards, which I guess they had to do at this point, when it was Adam, it's almost like, oh God, it's like the big match is now Max and Adam. And, I could see doing stalls and tags and blah, blah, blah until March 3rd. But I have no impression that Adam Cole will be ready by March 3rd. I mean, he might be, but it's certainly not anything that I expect. I don't know. Like I don't know that it's 2 more months. I get the impression it's longer. No one's given me a time frame. Even though I've been in touch with people on it, no one's given me a time frame.
All right, take us through the